for Lyle LaRue. So your next performer is Ski. Put your hands together for me. So I'm working on something, and what I'm going to do here tonight is really just a way of kind of kickstarting my brain into thinking through some things and deciding what I like and don't like about this next piece, so that way I can polish it up and do it correctly. So it's going to be rough, and I'm going to have to look at my phone a bunch because that's how shit works tonight. So you don't read poetry for the fancy words. You don't read poetry to impress the chicks so you can get laid. You don't read poetry so you can appear erudite. Well, you read poetry because you're not whole. You read poetry because you are a little bit of spirit, a little bit of brain, a little bit of God trapped inside a fragment of meat. You read poetry because you are a fucking animal that's been partially possessed by some insane deity in the far-off skies. You read poetry because you are not whole. You are two things fighting against each other, constantly pulling apart. You read poetry because you're a fucking animal. And an animal needs to eat, to love, to feel the rain, to feel the sunshine, to feel fucking despair. Life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be lived at least a little like an animal. A little. Like maybe Charlotte Bronte says in her poem, "Some have won a wild delight by daring wild sorrow. Could I gain thy love tonight, I'd hazard death tomorrow. Could the battle struggle earn one kind glance from thine eye? How this withering heart would burn, this heady fight to try." She wants. We want because we are an animal possessed by some insane deity in the sky. No. We read poetry because we're more than just animals. We care about things far beyond that which mere beasts could hope. We read poetry because we aspire to greater things, and sometimes to worse things. When we read Rumi, he says, "I dreamt that I was in heaven. And I dreamt I was on the most perfect grounds, and ahead of me a beautiful sun lay in the sky, and it warmed a perfect field. And in this field there was a tree with most beautiful apples. And as I landed, my plumage rich and sparkling in this amazing tree, I realized that I was not in heaven, because I could not imagine what heaven is. And what I thought is perfect could never be heaven. And so the dream shattered." Nah, fuck that. We are animals. We are creatures. We have wants. We have needs. We're filled with sorrow. We're filled with love. We're filled with wants. Like Neruda says, don't leave me, even for an hour, because then the little drops of anguish will all run together. The smoke that roams looking for a home will drift into me, choking my lost heart. Oh, may your silhouette never dissolve on the beach. May your eyelids never flutter into empty distance. Don't leave me for a second, my dearest, because in that moment you'll have gone so far. I'll wander mazily over the earth asking, will you come back? Will you leave me here, dying? No. We are much more than just simple animal pleasures and stupid longing for things. We are better than that. We are reaching for things that are greater than ourselves, for ideas that cannot be expressed so easily. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through the bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. We are not animals. We are souls, trapped in this vehicle to wander the earth. No. We are animals. No, we are souls. We are spirits. We are beasts. This is what we are. We read poetry because we are not whole. We are a divided thing. We are both meat and we are spirit. We are soul and we are animal. We are both of these things, and the reason we read poetry is to maybe accidentally get a glimpse of ourselves in somebody else's writing, and in their mirror see ourselves more beautifully, more tragically, more gloriously than maybe we have ever seen ourselves. We read poetry so we can see ourselves and realize we are not alone, and that alone is worth the price of admission.